Alright. Anyway.
It's you again. What is it?
You know, just cop things. I talked to Classia. I need to talk to Ruby. Why? Going to level with you, she's the next link in the chain that leads to Laylee's killer. Seen her in a laudanum-induced delirium. Paranormal instinct whispers her name into my ear. Any dependence on someone, I decided it's her. I suspect she killed the victim, that's why. She's the next link in the chain that leads to Laylee's killer. Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Not on my watch, you're not. Ruby's one of us. Are you gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller? Fuck that shit. And fuck you too, morally. He draws a glance at Titus as the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs. I've been talking for a long time. I'm tired. Ruby's missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys. That's nothing. Just some legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. He crosses his arms. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off? I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking. 42%. Oh boy, that's actually quite a lot. But RNG has also been a motherfuck. I'm gonna make a safety save. Because the last thing I need is to be stuck.
It's you again. What is it?
Okay. Let's do this. Ah. Sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. Arik has given up. He has been beaten down by coin flips. And also it's still Titus. And as we said, fuck him. He killed me, had to made me redo shit. He gets magic time warp powers. Nothing else does. Sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostile cafeteria is lit by the eerie. I also had like 4+1, so like, fuck off. Fuck off with that shit. Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him? Because she was here all night with us. He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. He's Cop 101. She was here all night. The lieutenant ignores the tattooed man. 11:32, 12:15. She was here during all of that time? Yeah, with us, drinking. There's a stage there. She didn't go to the bar for a drink. No? In the whole 45-minute window, she was with you all the time? Alright, she took a fucking leak, okay. For one moment, maybe she went out too. She has a complex operation to run from her lorry. He points at the intersection. She's a busy girl, always has been. This complex operation is probably something illegal. Just cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot the merc. Taps on his temple. I've been through this, it's not plausible. Alright, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for some time during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on the roof. There is a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof. How? Through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop. People say there was a pinball arcade here sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo? East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place, went bankrupt. Weird how? You're wearing the pinball maker's coat. What do you mean weird? Run by a fella called Knife Locks or something? Or a yellow dust coat like the one you have on right now. Weird. Okay, but the man looks around. How'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building, or an elevator for that matter. The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter, used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You just step outside. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down, all in under 7 minutes. It's quite the theory. Need to have a look at that secret passage, boys. I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are gonna go up there. It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of... Shush. You got something else to back this route up, or is that it? Have you noticed the winch out back? On the outer wall of the whirling? I've seen the winch. Saying it's part of the elevator she used, right? Yep. It's one mystery down. An architectural mystery. Doesn't much concern her though, does it? And... I also found footprints upstairs in the old workshop. Footprints. Recent? Recent. What else could you make out? How recent? What size? Well, they didn't fit with any of yours on scene, Ruby included. There were prints there, with horizontal lines. About a week or two old. Horizontal lines. Horizontal. See, to taught you well in your RCM school. My old man, Hunter and a half-blind one of that, could have said that. Horizontal lines. Good news is, I'm still listening. He knows they had to be recent for those lines to still read. This wasn't a failure. Pinball machines in the workshop still operational. Right. What the fuck does that have to do with her? Making an observation. Hey, remember that key I found? Don't like guessing, cop. No one does. It opens the steel door in the kitchen, the one that leads upstairs to the roof. This key, you look at the hawthorn bush outside the window, was right here with you all the time. You didn't find it, but she did. That's how she got up there. But jumping to conclusions, Theo. He turns to the old man. He took that key. It looked like it was recently put there. The ribbon was old, faded. It'd been there for 20 years at least. We could have just put it back there when she was done. Why? He shakes his head. This doesn't make sense. It's damn interesting, but it doesn't fit well and you know it. Doesn't fit well, but it does fit. Have we established that she could have accessed the roof? Firmly? Firmly doesn't go well with coulda. There's a route to the roof, me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route, he forms a gun with his hand, does not put the bullet in his head. A gun does that and Ruby doesn't carry one. Phase 2, murder weapon, get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of doubt in the shape of a gun. There are weapons like this just lying around the Martinez. It looks antique. Belgrave takes the gun, inspects it, and hands it back to you. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it? There's a cellar under the bookstore. It was hidden there, with others just like it. 20, maybe 30 rifles. Titus, also broken, but still there were too many. And there must be other caches too. The font is different. I saw that there was a font option for like dyslexic helping, whatever that's called. And whereas it has made it more difficult for me to read, I figure it might help some other people. God damn it, we need to close that dump down for good. Okay, I see your point. Your gun's laying around. Damn it, I thought we'd found all the spots. Why was that one still there? We just missed one, Ruby. There's another place, boss. These cops digging up shit. The local pawn shop sold my lost gun to a woman. Maybe it was her. You lost your gun, blah 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 blah. Did you lose it before the murder? No, actually no, you're right. You are correct, that was dumb. Stop thinking about your gun. Makes you sad. Anyone can get a gun. Look, fucko, Clinton steps forward. Ruby and I are pretty tight. She would have showed me the gun if she had one. She knows I love them. Everyone knows Glenn loves guns. I know, Glenny. Ratface leans across his desk. Ruby's a little secretive, isn't she? Wasn't like she told you every little thing. Come on, guys, she's one of you. Of course she's carrying. You all are. Clausia said Ruby takes care of things. You don't do that without a gun in Ravishell. See, like waving your guns in people's faces doesn't mean she does too. Classy said Ruby takes care of things. You don't do that without a gun in Ravishall. She organizes things. She doesn't whack people. It's not the kind of person she is. She's a talker. It's clear this one is protective of her. Easy now, Glenn. He turns to you. What he's trying to say is people who don't have guns don't shoot people. You need a gun for this, and you can't prove she has one. You don't need to prove anything. That's enough for now. Titus must have some. I didn't say I'd prove she had the murder weapon. Just that we need to find her. I don't know, cop. Why don't you find your lost gun first? The tattooed man bursts out laughing. Easy now, this isn't comedy hour. Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? He almost gets us up from his seat. Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this? Phase 3, motive. Your last component. It's not why'd she kill him, it's why'd she organize the cover-up. Maybe it's all part of a leadership challenge. It's why'd she organize the cover-up. And I suppose you have a theory on that? She could have just been covering up for herself, Titus. Think about it. Why go through all that effort if it was her idea? Wasn't it? The hanging? You went along, but she suggested it. The little man squints, eyes beady. She had a, like, fully formed plan and shit, right when she came back downstairs. Really, Shanks? Glacia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd been first. Time for a logics demonstration. Eugene. Let's assume you killed him. He scoffs. Think. You kill him, get up there, shoot him, get down. Would you prefer to go on trial with your friends as part of a lynch mob, or alone for committing murder? The man is silent. If she used us to cover her own shit up, well, that's a serious violation of the Hardy Code, boss. Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. The blonde man waves his beer around. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus. Glenn? Titus looks grim. I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit. Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good. Titus, you gotta see it. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her. Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. Very small nod, and a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip. This is the only opinion he cares for. Yeah, I see it. Puts his beer down. There's one more thing I've been wondering about ever since you asked me what she is. And add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know. He smiles a peculiar smile. I don't know where she went. She just up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where, however hard I asked. Wanna know why? Why? She was afraid I would tell you. He looks you straight in the eye. Maybe she was right. By now I probably would. She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior. My fleeing is always incriminatory. Perhaps. He looks out the window again. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. When did she leave? Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town, then she came in to see me. Todd told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation. What was she scared of? You. Me as personally, or me as in the RCM? No, you, as in the cop with the sideburns and disco clothes. Don't forget the funny tie, too. How can I forget? You and I are going to dance in the moonlight under a billion stars. Why does the tie talk? You know, when I first saw you limp in here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply, but Now I'm not so sure. What else did she tell you about me? She said you have a funny taste in clothes and that you won't stop. Won't stop. Until you have something on her. Said she's heard of you from Jamrock. That you're a human can opener. That you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans. Fucking hell, the tattooed man shakes his head. Titus, did he just open Angus up like a can? He did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm gonna go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you? It's not an actual question. Silence, he nods. Anything else? Anything? Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me though. I could see she wanted to, it was burning on her lips. This cop Titus, this copy. But she was too scared. You have any clues on where she went? It's not far. You know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot. Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand, you'll never find her. Yeah, Al. He gives a sharp look, and we won't either. She's not really yet. The man stares into his beer. Hardly candidate anymore, is she? She's not, Clint. Have you looked for her? A little. On the coast. Where have you looked for her more precisely? More precisely? On the coast, past the waterlock. Southwest. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there. Can you tell me where I should start looking? Sure. There are some shit houses there. A cinder block town. The fisher folk there refuse to unionize, so that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where some junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up. People start there. The lieutenant takes a quick note. One more question. What does Ruby look like? Boyish, hair's red, dyed. She looks like a lorryman. It's not much, but it'll do. It'll have to. He puts his hand out. Shake it. His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Okay. Stuff that I can't do anything with. 2042, smokers at 2100. So let's get to where we should be. And then read one of the case files. I think they said it takes about a half hour. Be a little over, but who cares? Shouldn't matter too much, right? Maroon glow of light pollution rises in the east. Hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. This door is weird. I do not want to wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow is a different day. And there's a lot of stuff that we gotta do. Where'd the clipboard go? Unsolvable case. AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29th, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. You were so drunk you didn't remember what it was when you signed on. That or you were high. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It's their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you cannot lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage to rearview mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol. which in their 40s or 50s is hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression. Couldn't we just keep them off the streets? Or, yeah, just proceed. Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes to live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get a local game of Similax to take them out. Similax gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop. They hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Yes, they are. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing? Public indecent? I wasn't reading. I wasn't absorbing information, I was simply reading things. Leslie flash teeny towel. Public indecency. Good, you're learning. The files are to be trusted. That's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things and the fact that they're both drunk, but then again, so are you. That case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. You must have confused it with the property he likes to damage, but the joke's on him. The officer is more drunk. Way more drunk than Burke. And let's be fair, you also have party eyes. He slammed the hardened plastic board in his face and proceeded to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within reserved for permeable documents is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer begins to cry, reported Leslie, who at this point is tending to Burke. Came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burke. While trying to kill Burke, you suddenly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burkeo's kneecaps. The good news is Burke can't walk anymore. Can't get out of his apartment. An invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back to the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke, who knows, but both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop, then the unsolvable case is solved. Which is also why the officer narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. You want to read another? Not really. You are simply a time machine. I don't want to come back tomorrow. God damn it. Okay. This man who we saw today simply does not live in his own goddamn house. Cool. Alright. Well. Let's check out the, actually, they talked about somebody working from their lorry, but I haven't seen anything, like, noticeably large enough to be an area. They don't want to talk, or otherwise it was advised that we do not speak with them. They're lost in thought. That's fine. Still just the one? Still just the one. Alright. Well, crap. Have a level up. stocked. Which seems to be what I need to do with them, to stock them until they're good to go.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
I guess I'll just read the last of this ledger, because I can't do anything else today. Actually, no, there's still Klasha. And her thing is technically done, right? Now that we're on the case for Ruby.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation.
I could just have absolutely fucking jacked Volition. Part of me wants to. But I do not believe it would be wise. They told me to head to the coast. Coast shouldn't be that difficult once the actual thing works again. You don't have anything else to add, right?
The Copper-nado is back. What do you want?
He either really likes us or he's had a lot of drinks. Probably both, honestly. You have anything to add, Kim?
Yes?
No? Okay. Still smell bad? Still smell bad. Read a case file. There's 3 left. Square bullet hole! Be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks on a rocking chair with a bullet in her, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape. But that's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, that's all you know. All you know is entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole. A sequence killer? Who knows? These pages are missing. What next? Don't worry, one day. Okay. That was quick. Couch in an unexpected location. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it in the middle of the street, on the roof, in the hillside by a motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young and they thought they looked cool on it. Probably look like asshats. Insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa or couch or whatever it was. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations they took it to, where they also took photos of themselves on it. Smoked cigarettes, drank coffee because they felt it's intellectual. Cigarette butts, coffee cups, and stained couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did, so congrats to you, case solved. Did they ever catch him? No, you didn't. You didn't have time for it. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You didn't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You had a real job to do. Next. Murder at the hookah parlor. Murder, at the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the hookah parlor. What? How? Beaten to death by a throng of Villalau's gang members when him and his partner J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story and it isn't really represented in your case files. Stop stalling and get to the murder at the hookah parlor. Okay, on with the murder. Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve. Was doing it solo. Said it was a real nutcracker, a real brain twister. Was on it for like a month. The captain got impatient. Shit or got off the pot. Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks. More. Racking his brain. Running with every theory. As outlandish as they seem. Still couldn't solve the murder at the hookah parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had. Was Mills a good cop? No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey. Still, he'd been on it for months now. Said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable. That the murder vanished into thin air. That goddamn hookah parlor was all he talked about. Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere. And you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum flavored vapor all day. Kinda. It's dumb. Yeah, anyway. Young man in his 20s, found with his skull busted open. Right on the floor of the hookah parlor. In the middle of the day. No one else is in there. Only client that day. In perfect health. Some kind of a movie producer. No one enters. No one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning. All noon, like he normally does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah. Till 15:45. When, bam, he's dead on the floor with his skull busted open. Blood everywhere. What happened? How can it be? Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. Say you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low. Heavy. Really sharp edge. He sucked hookah, stood up, passed out, hit his head on the table, and died. Yep. You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, that was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply. And you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom. Must have sucked a lot of it. Yeah, he liked the hookah. Stephen was his name. And what was he doing there for 6 hours? Smoking hookah. I don't know, trying to come up with a movie script. Anyway, that was murder at the hookah parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed piecing it together. Next! We're all done. We did it. The ledger of hatred has been read. We're at 32 minutes. We're at nighttime. Maybe there's another dream sequence. Even though Classia has fucking destroyed me, apparently. There's nothing I can do. See you in the morning. Bye. Rest. The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
Why?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
And there is a lot of it. Ever present in your organs, it's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. Every cell in your body's moaning in agony asking, what did we ever do to you? Sorry cells, it's all me, it's my fault. It's all the system's fault. The system failed me. Body's worthless anyway. No one does anything nice to it. It's on me. My bad.
Now, you're finally thinking about something other than yourself. Let's see how far that'll get you.
I need medical attention.
Oh, yes. They'll check you out, give you some pills, make it all okay. The Wonder Makers.
Don't be stupid, Harry. It's not happening. They don't make new kidneys and livers in hospital. All you've got to do is pray to God it passes and stare at the flickering darkness.
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Just get me out of here back to the other place I will, looking at people all the time. I like... Human beings will always betray. Fuck. Looking at people all the time. I like them.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
No. Some of them are. Some are nice. Others are... scared. At least they're interesting. Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their eyes, full of secrets. People are beautiful. Statuesque parodies and tragedies of themselves. A great democracy of creatures.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Hell yeah. Yeah, fair. Getting up is slightly difficult. What am I doing with my left hand there? Or my right hand, I guess. I shouldn't have you. Is Clash is still just hanging out up here? They are.
Hello, officer.
And why? Really precise places that I have to stand in order to make things happen. Really don't care for that fact. Assuming that they have not changed any of their dialogue, then the water gate should now be working. Means I can go this way, right? Hooray! Alright. The lieutenant looks across the canal. We can go to the coast now. Expect rugged terrain and drunks. The radio relay hums with electricity. And a very crashed car, I'm assuming. Breaker box power the radio pylon above you. Maybe there's something inside. Like money. Yeah, there's a very crashed car. Creaking ahead, broken axle grinding. Banged up fuel canister. Bottle drained of all its booze, frozen to the ice. Money! More money! That motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Indian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and engine remain visible. Must be cold and lonely down there, in the icy water. Seawater's already started to corrode the metalwork. So this is where the tracks were leading to. It appears to be so. The lieutenant has a peculiar look in his eyes as he inspects the wreckage. Let's investigate. I agree. His eyes never leave the sunken vehicle. We should definitely investigate. You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water. Mind of doom and gloom. It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea. Run your hand over the cold metal. The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, and this one looks worn in places the salt water hasn't even touched it. What do you make of this? Can I see a logo? The logo is too deep in the water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish. Cool. How long has it been here? The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. He leans forward to peek into the cold water. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday. What should we do? Wait for the low tide and see what's inside. How long will it take for low tide? I don't know, an hour or two tops. Sit in the swing and wait for the tide to recede. I wanna move. Sure. Get down the old rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. Hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls, high above in the sky, echoing like a distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea. Hold on, it looks very blue. Point to the sunken vehicle. It does. What's your favorite blue thing? Let me think about it. Whistle a tune with 58%. I fail. It's not good. Lieutenant must think it's rather funny. He smiles and quickly turns away. I'd like to see you try, and it's bloody wint. With his lips puckered, the lieutenant lets out a beautiful melodic trill that puts even the Icelandic thrush to shame. You hear the sound echo on the large body of water. Clouds race across the spring sky, and suddenly you just feel better about everything. Clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might be a while. Time to present a good topic for conversation. This tide is sure taking its sweet time. I believe it is following a pattern set millions of years ago by cosmic forces, but I suppose it could move quicker, yes. Clouds on the horizon grow darker and the shadow of the swing sets keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass. If you had to side with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose? Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place. But if someone gun to the head, come on. Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass. You make out the mark now? Detective, I've been able to make out the marquee ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a coupe model 40. His eyes turn. Why haven't you? Simple and rugged machine favored by working men, government officials, firefighters, animal control people, you know, those kind. Got a number on the side. Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for? 41 is his rank in the underground street racing hierarchy. Small fish, this one. Must be Tommy 41, the morning host of FM 41. Looks like a factory made a mistake and accidentally called this Capri 41. Heh, stupid factory. I hate guessing. District something, a precinct, something municipal. Oh god, no. I'm sorry, Harry. 41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens up in your stomach and the most terrible feeling comes over you. You feel like you're about to faint and fall off the swing. Your hands get clammy and the air tastes sour to breathe. No, just say no to this, Harry. Oh god, I drove it into this fucking sea. Afraid so. Looks like you drove your police motor carriage into the sea after you jumped across the canal. Badge, the gun, and my car. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There's also a fourth thing you've lost. A fourth? More precious than the gun and badge and motor carriage combined, lost forever into the deepest of seas. Well, at least I can see what's in there now. Let us go take a look. Hey, I got my badge. And what can only be described as a cop jacket, but not as friendly. Came here with 3 jackets, by the way. Disco-ass blazer, the patrol cloak, and the commander's jacket. Oh, you're an overshirt. That's disappointing. Police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You, some seaweed is stuck to the back. I found my badge. At least something good came out of this. The lieutenant glances at the badge in your hands. Study it. Encased between 2 durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of a street grid of Ravenshaw. You see a photo, a name, a rank, and a document number, date of issue, and in the lower right corner your precinct. Name Harrier Dubois. Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Everett was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told them you're Harry Dubois didn't. Okay. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois. Photo. This man keeps winking at you with his green-gray eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. Used an old photo for a new badge? Weird. How old? 8, maybe 10 years? Guy in the picture's rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and it is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns. And he's winking, but why? Why do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression. Although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. It looks better on him because he isn't in as much pain while producing it as you are now. Although there's already a hint of that pain, certainly. Don't be fooled, the bad times have already begun. The badge is in your hand, shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, a shining watermark. Rank Lieutenant 2 JFR. Lieutenant W Freighter. What's a W Freighter? Lieutenant is the rank above sergeant and below captain. It is the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant, and I'm W Freighter. The title of your freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you are W Freighter. Declined. There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décompotage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available in their current rank. In your case, Lieutenant. That's a décompotage. The hierarchical system employed by the Ravenshaw Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are patrol officers, sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks. Like satellite officers and the additionally Frida rank I already explained. The long and short of it is, you're a superior. Thanks for explaining all this. My pleasure. Turn back to the document. Serial rev blah 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 blah. Serial number Ravenshaw Jamrock Precinct 41. With some numbers thrown in there for good measure. 7th of November 50, 4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of lieutenant. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then. The pain in your chest tells you were working yourself to death to earn that rank. The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us going. Pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yeah. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you. Of that you're sure. Precinct 41? Yes, the designation of your precinct, 41. Like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. 31st is... what? It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. The district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is. And then again, a faint smile. It is a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price McCoy, Berdyaeva, Roberts, Verbach, Dmitri, suddenly names from your décompotage flash in your vorbrain. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him, ask yourself. Put the badge away. I found my badge! Hooray! Now where's my gun? The print in the snow, leading away from the accident. Boat tucked away underneath the tarpaulin cover. Through the broken glass, dusty shelves, and a forgotten chair. See a dark red chair in the dim light of the room. Illuminate. Flashlight. A bow knot. Well, I found a bow tie, but I'm not allowed to use it. Because this thing. Alright. Cool to have, I guess. This tie talks to me and I don't want to make it mad. It's on my neck. That feels foolhardy. Fisherman shacks. Free pants. Don't mind if I do. Free money. Construction material. Whoever planned to build this house left in a hurry. A museum, more money. Children playing. Pier. Short one. Bucket. Bottle. What are these doing in the fish? Big giant boots. +1 to perception for some reason. Boats floating freely in the water, unmoored. I don't understand what that means. Kingdom of Conscience, Moralist Pants. I like perception. It shows me things. Literally. You can see into the house from this angle. Locked tight. Street sign is illegible below the graffiti. Hard to see details. Colors all warm and welcoming, or cozy though. Flower trow where nothing really grows, maybe in spring. Glass tire, otherwise known as a bottle. A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street. Before you a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries, no more drivers smoking on hitch steps, just silence. What did the smoke smell like? Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in the roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt first laid is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance. And the ones who live across? A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 418-2141. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware. And the bus stop? Number 321D, or 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It's not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost. The road? Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. Landowners have filled the craters with money. It's a vital artery of flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. Dead log lies flat about 200 paces away, right at the turn. Dead dog. Tragedy came from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle, hurrying to work. Cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant. The wind moves the aerosol. The detective stands behind the boom barrier. The breeze moves a curl of his hair. This game is almost too artsy for me. Like, I know I'm not doing it justice. Look, a primer for small kids. They don't need that. I'll be taking this. Rust-eaten letters meet Mazilt. Or Mazoot. You retire a motor carriage adorned these reads. Magic hidden box. Money. Mine now. More stuff over this direction. This is a lot of map. The beams are splintered. The bridge didn't collapse on its own. Artillery broke it. No. Relax, it's not yours. You didn't crash every MC in Ravishall. There's a slit in the concrete here. Sewer? Quick travel. That's a thing? A kick drum pulse. Music's coming from somewhere on the ice. Feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Full of holes. Could the posts hide treasure? Look inside. Money. Beer. Jesus. Money. Money. Drugs. Money. Or money. scary looking building. Time doesn't even pass until I open up menus, so I can just do this all day. Dead phone. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. Pick up the handset. You're at the town, the machine's operable. Alright. Keep that in mind. Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad. Take a closer look. Streaked with dried seagulls shed and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might have been a jacket beneath the crust of filth. Seems likely it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on the fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass. Please tell me you're not taking it with you. Why not? It's a guano-encrusted jacket. You're already carrying it around enough as it is. Taking the jacket, Kip. It's mine now. Sell it. Money! Makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. Another postcard. Coin-operated weighing machine. Hasn't been used for a decade. Vagrants have painted the tarp red. Mega Binos prescription glasses. -1 perception. You can't fucking see through them. Because they are prescription glasses. I like that. Free pocket change. Yoink. Big wine canister. Open and empty. That smell is awful and familiar. Hold on. Doesn't help, you can still smell it. Don't overreact, breathe. What is it? You recognize it? The hideous pungency? That faintly cloying sweetness? Like death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death, it must be. Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here. The lieutenant has already brought the handkerchief to his nose. Floorboards look rotten and weak. Trash can. Examine the tare. 2 empty bottles of vodka and a can of black porter is all you find. There's more in there. Lavis strawberry liqueur plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up, they seem unhygienic. A tragedy. Shakes his head with genuine sadness. Cigarette package. Whoever tossed it here is a heavy smoker. Red Astra. Black market version of Astra, known for their high tartar content. And the kebab? Traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. It's hard to concentrate on the smell. The sea air brings some relief. Well, that's not moving. I know it's here now. Moonshine, probably. Smells like tasty fermentation. Somebody got drunk and died out in the end of the bar, or pier. Gonna have to deal with that. But not quite yet. Bars cover these long, dusty windows. Another power box. Empty. Fence blocks the path. No way on from here. More healing. And more money. I just kind of want to see where the map goes. This place is huge. Like, oh man. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirp. Back to the village. So it looks like I need to go up to go down. No? Okay. No boat in the boathouse today. Section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Drugs and glasses that increase your amount of style, but decrease the amount that you can see. Boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. Because sunglasses. Ancient paint's peeling off the roof of the shaded bench covered in rust. Entree interdite. More stuff. More stuff. Who's leaving all this money around? Pipo people? Door, building, hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? Door is not only barred shut, it's inaccessible. Door. Well, ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. Free money. This is probably the cryptozoologist guy. Patch your reeds over there. It's a great place to hide something, kinda out of the way, being so close to the water. I don't see anything interesting. You don't have a reason to, yet. What's this about? Nothing, just a hunch. A hunch passes, leaving you there. By the old buoy, bobbing in the water. Time to go. Buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. Soggy log, smell of ignition fluid. Still they won't light up. Well, it's also actively raining. Tiny cage is carefully constructed. Heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes and crumbling. Almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. It's also raining! What part of that do you not understand? Anyway... Go ahead and end this one here, and then we'll get to talking with these guys and work backwards, I guess, next time. I had to do a little bit of the save scum, as it was. But I only did it on the person that killed. Nothing else even worked. Like the door. With a 25% chance, it just failed. Everything just kept failing. It was awful. Nightmarish even. But alright. We'll continue this next time. Hi.